Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chakra Healing 101. This is week 7. So, we're going to learn about the third eye chakra this week. So, the location, color, and attributes. I'll talk about the emotional and physical imbalances. We'll learn about the shadow aspects. And also, I'll give you the healing techniques. And of course, in the same channel, we find the third eye chakra meditation / Reiki session. All right, so the third eye chakra is between the eyebrows, and it rules over intuition, clarity, and insight. So when we have a blocked third eye, we can have a lack of clarity, or we can experience headaches. And the color, as you can see, is this purple. So the themes of this chakra are intuition, dreams, visualization and imagination, vision, insight, self awareness, and spiritual gifts. So let's start off with intuition. So, intuition is the combination of mental insight and communication with spirit. So, it helps us stay on our path and see opportunities that our rational brain would not. Intuition is passive and cannot be forced. So with intuition, you could definitely train to hear your intuition, and that takes practice. So dreams are often a window to the soul. They come with imagery and messages that indicate subconscious fears, desires, and needs. Dreams are also a form of communication with spirit. When the third eye is open, it can receive these messages easier. When it's closed, you may forget your dreams entirely. Visualization and imagination. So, your imagination and the ability to visualize are essential on the path to attaining your life purpose and creating your ideal life. So, without these abilities, you cannot see the road ahead nor have a clue where your life is going. These abilities are also important if you wish to have a creative hobby or career. So, vision. Someone with vision has a grand dream for their future and plans to reach their goals. So, everyone needs a grand vision of their life in order to be fulfilled and feel as if they have a purpose. So, without vision of your future, then you may become stagnant or you may be unfulfilled in your life. Insight. So, having the gift of insight helps us cut through the illusions and deceptions of society and see the situations as they truly are. So, without awareness, we are more susceptible to deception and manipulation. Insight keeps us on the right path and prevents us from being with the wrong people or becoming involved in bad situations. Self awareness is the greatest form of sight that anyone can develop. Too many people, whether knowingly or unknowingly, block their awareness. So, therefore, they have an inaccurate image of themselves, which can take forms such as narcissism or self degradation. So, without awareness, we can't work to minimize our faults or have an accurate understanding of our strengths. Self awareness is also critical to doing any shadow work. So, in order to do any shadow work, you need to recognize what your faults are. So therefore, you have to be aware of what your faults are. So some common reasons for the blocked third eye chakra are you can experience repressed emotions, you may have repressed trauma, you may have experienced frightening or traumatizing environments or situations, you may lack a spiritual life, fear may be a reason for a blocked third eye chakra, or you may have experienced adverse spiritual or religious experiences. So let's talk about repressed memories and trauma. So when we cannot know who we are if we don't remember everything we have experienced. So when we block out memories, no matter how traumatic they are, we block out part of ourselves. We cannot have complete awareness or experience integration without bringing these memories to light. So if you've experienced a traumatic memory, an event, and you've kind of blocked that out of your memory, you can't really heal that specific traumatic event or bring it to the light because you've gotten rid of that memory. It's no longer a part of you. And if it's no longer a part of you, it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect you. It just means that you're just repressing that. And so, some way, shape, or form, it's going to come out through your shadow. So there are things that once we see that cannot be unseen. So a single traumatic visual can traumatize a person for life. So for example, like seeing a picture on social media of a war victim, something like on those lines. So these situations subconsciously encourage a person to shut down their sight to prevent similar experiences in the future. So, though a person rarely loses their physical sight, their mental sight, so the vision for the future, and their spiritual sight, their clairvoyance or other spiritual gifts, are often compromised. Having a spiritual life allows us to tend to our souls, which sometimes we neglect our soul because we are more focused on earthly matters. So, a spiritual life also allows us to connect to something greater than ourselves, whether it be spirit or humanity as a whole. Having any type of fear can shut down our mental or spiritual vision. So, when we fear something, we don't want to look at it. If we are afraid of our spiritual gifts or their repercussions, we may close them off from ourselves. A lot of people, especially if they have spiritual gifts, um, they're almost afraid of them at some point because they bring a deeper insight that they don't really know how to handle. So many people at this moment are walking away from religion and spirituality because of negative experiences. So certain religious and spiritual groups are trying to drag the world backward with their traditional and discriminatory beliefs. So as a result, many people are cutting off all ties to spirituality because they see it as a negative experience, or they see spirituality and religion as a bad thing. However, we have to remember that just because there are some bad fruits in spiritual groups or in religious groups, not everyone is the same, and we shouldn't necessarily block completely off our connection to religion or spirituality. So, some things you may experience if you have an imbalanced chakra. You can experience poor memory, difficulty concentrating, hallucinations, depression, anxiety, severe psychological disorders, living in denial, losing touch with reality, and narcissism. So the third eye chakra rules over the eyes, the pineal gland, the nose, the ears, and the skeletal system. And if you have a blocked chakra, then you may experience physical symptoms such as poor vision or other issues regarding the eyes, headaches, issues with the pineal gland, and brain concerns and disorders. If you have a blocked third eye, then you can also experience these life challenges, such as a lack of imagination. You may feel disconnected from your spiritual gifts. You may have difficulty envisioning the future. You may experience nightmares. You may have difficulty processing information. You may have no goals or motivation for those goals. You may indulge in escapism. You may be indecisive, and you may lack self awareness. So, an underactive third eye chakra will manifest such as not being able to see the bigger picture. You can be easily influenced. You can be confused about your purpose, and you may doubt yourself. An overactive chakra, on the other hand, you may feel spaced out, lost, you may worry, you may be seen as living in a fantasy world. So when we have a balanced third eye chakra, we are intuitive, we are charismatic, we can meditate, we know our purpose, and we're seen as wise. So now we'll talk about the shadow aspects of this chakra. So the first one we're going to talk about is denial. So with a blocked third eye, we cannot see who we really are. We are blind to our true selves and choose to remain blind even when everyone else can see us clearly. People in denial do not want to admit their flaws, therefore, they act as if they have none or just completely ignore the flaws. So, this in psychology is a defense mechanism to protect ourselves from experiencing insecurities or uncomfortable emotions. So, people in denial refuse to develop a clear self image because it is too painful for them to process these emotions, to experience these insecurities. The second aspect of the shadow is dreams. So, if the shadow cannot reach you through the pain it causes or the messages it sends you during your waking hours, then it will reach you while you sleep. So, while sleeping, you can't deny reality or fight against the truth. So, it's easier for your mind and spirit to communicate with you during this time. Another one, and an important one, is shadow aspect of lacking self-awareness. So it's one thing to deny that a situation happened. It is another to have no understanding of who you are and how people perceive you. Self awareness is essential for spiritual maturity and emotional well being. If you can't face who you are, you will never love and accept your true self. A lack of self awareness is tied to deep insecurity. Insecurity is painful and forces us to confront the fact that we aren't perfect. Another shadow aspect is the attachment to an illusion or image. So, a person who has a specific vision for what every human should do and what they do doesn't usually waver from that vision. So, they hold this image of themselves and everyone else in order to relieve themselves from their own insecurities. Shaming and discrimination of religion and spiritual paths. So, people who have blockages in their third eye are not only disconnected from their spiritual life, but are uncomfortable with others who have a spiritual life. So, this trait doesn't only exist in atheists and agnostics, but in religious people also. So, when religious people discriminate against other religions, it is in their deep insecurity that governs the belief that their religion is the only true path. So, we can see this through, for example, Christianity saying that their religion is their only true path. So, they have a deep insecurity of their own path. Therefore, they are projecting that out to other people. So, how do we heal these blockages? So, we can use crystals, which contain healing energies and vibrations that can clear out these blockages and bring the energy into balance. So, we are looking for crystals that help with intuition, your spiritual gifts, and insight. So some of these are lapis lazuli, sodalite, violet tourmaline, amethyst, and labradorite. We could use essential oils that can help calm your emotions and keep you balanced. So look for those that will help you with your spiritual gifts and connect with your intuition. So lavender, rose, chamomile, patchouli, and sandalwood are some. You could also heal your chakras through diet. So we're looking for the same purple or indigo color as this chakra. So blueberries, grapes, eggplant, plums, purple carrots. If you practice yoga, then some of these poses are also helpful for you to unblock the chakra. So the child's pose, the downward facing dog, standing forward bend pose, and the dolphin pose. So we could also use affirmations, which help rewire and remove the limiting beliefs and replace them with positive ones. So again, I've mentioned this in other classes. It's a good time to practice affirmations right before bed or just as you wake up. So the following affirmations you can use specifically for the third eye. So I see all things in clarity. I'm a wise being. I always trust my intuition. My imagination is vivid and powerful. I visualize myself achieving my goals, and I am connected to the wisdom of the universe. You could also journal. So the journaling helps you uncover, process, and work through your limiting beliefs. So remember, you have to be self-aware of what those limiting beliefs are in order to bring them up and actually process them. So some of the journal prompts for this chakra are: what does my vision for my future look like? What can I do each day to strengthen my intuition? How do I perceive myself? And does this line up with how others describe me? What are my spiritual gifts, and am I using them to my fullest potential? Because dreams are a part of this chakra and they are also a part of the shadow aspect, dream journal is another healing method. So, this will allow you to not only just remember and recollect your dreams, but it'll allow you to interpret the messages your subconscious mind is sending you. So, in the morning, when you wake up, write down all the details that you can remember from the dream, and then come back at a later time to analyze the patterns and messages. You could also find a dream interpretation book that resonates with your soul, and that'll help you figure out the messages. But make sure you choose one that actually you are guided to choose, because it will tailor to the specific messages for you. And that concludes the class. So of course we have the third eye chakra meditation slash Reiki session on the channel. And then also you could choose one of the shadow work journaling prompts in order to help you clear out any blockages. And of course, any questions or comments that you have, please write in the comments and I will try to get back to you with any questions that you may have. And I will see you next time for our last session for the crown chakra.